everybody, it's me Jessica, your health fitness program manager from McLean, and today I'm going to guide you through the warm-up of the Bikram yoga series. I know we've done an express class before. We're going to take our time with today's warm-up. You don't have to be in a heated room, but it's getting pretty warm outside, so I thought, hey, maybe you'd like to join me in turning your air conditioning off and just using the heat to help us get a little bit deeper into the stretches. We're going to start off with a nice breathing exercise, some pranayama breathing. We'll get a stretch into our shoulders, create some length, slow down our breath, body, and mind, and then we'll just work through, it's a little series, some riffs on postures, but we basically just got 4 postures coming up for class today. Then we're going to move on, do whatever, create all this extra length in our spine and through the crown of our head and so much pride in ourselves, and move on with our afternoons. So you've got 3 minutes till we get started. All of today's class is going to be standing, so you just need to find a space for yourself. I will tell you that for a couple of the sort of balanced postures that we have coming up, the flatter the surface you're on, the easier your balance is going to be. So if you have a hard surface that you can stand on, and just put your yoga mat on top of it for a little bit of cushion, that's gonna feel really good. If you're with me and we're standing on some carpet, maybe you're on carpet on top of a rug stay, on top of something else, it's just gonna bring a little extra challenge to your balance. So I want you to keep that in mind today to find the smoothest, flattest surface that you can find. Not going to use any other props. Feel free to drink some coffee, some tea, some water, whatever you want, and we'll start in 2 minutes. Adios, air conditioning. Alrighty, y'all. Oh, here we go. Now it smells good in here. You know I'm into that. All right. Hope you're ready for today's Bikram yoga warm-up. Things might get a little sweaty. I hope that they do for you. The way to make your muscles work a little bit harder in this class, because if you've ever gone to an actual Bikram class, you might have noticed that some people leave and it's like, looks like they've been hanging out in the shower for an hour and a half. And some people leave and it's like they still have perfect hair. So the way for you to look like you've been hanging out in the shower to really get the most out of this is to squeeze as much as possible. Really think about drawing that abdominal core in and up and grounding through your feet as much as you can. The more that you really lift and find length and create as much space as you can, as opposed to, if you're just like going through the movements and you're not really engaging, you're not going to get much out of it physically or mentally. So if you find that you need to take a break, you're welcome to take as many breaks as you need to. just stand here for a moment. Come back to your breath. Make sure that you are in control of your breath through the whole class. Let the breath be the guidance for your posture. Starting off today, hello, it's me, Jessica, your health fitness program manager from McLean, and let's come into pranayama breathing. So bring your heels and toes to touch each other. Hold on, let me grab the burp. Oh, it's getting real nasty there, Bird. Getting real nasty. Oh. Okay, you can do whatever you want, but I need you to be quiet for the next 30 minutes. All right, so standing with your heels, toes touching each other. I even like to bring my knees open like a book and then bring them back together, because if you're like me and you got some leg meat to work with, maybe you just need to take a moment to shift things around so you can be comfortable here. So as you come into your standing position, I want you to press equally through all four corners of the feet and start to create some length through the crown of your head, already releasing your shoulders away from your ears, but make sure that you're not bringing it overarching to your back. So perhaps you have to take a slight little tuck under of your pelvis. Your glutes might already be engaged. You might already feel a little bit of tension or awakening or a stretch or just activation through your legs, and that's a good thing. All right, so continuing to ground through your legs. Try not to jam your knee back. So a phrase that you might hear a lot in Bikram yoga is locking your knee, which we don't mean slamming that knee back. We mean finding a little engagement of those quads. So think about how as you squeeze your thighs a little and squeeze your glutes, you just notice things start to turn on, and we just want you to have your lower body activated. If you can't have your feet completely touching side by side today, that's okay. Perhaps you try this same practice again tomorrow, and every day your body learns and changes, and you create the functional flexibility and the neuromuscular control that you need. All right, so grounding through your feet, drawing that belly back in, relaxing your shoulders away from your ears. Just keep your arms relaxed down by your side for a moment. Find one spot to focus your eye gaze in front of you and have it be somewhere between eyebrow and chest height. Because if you're looking down towards the floor in today's practice, unless I tell you to, then your emotions come down towards the floor. We start to close our heart and our minds off in that position. So keep that chest lifted and proud, and we're going to work from here. Go ahead, interlace your fingers and glue them underneath of your chin with as many of your fingers underneath of your chin. My little fingers don't make it, so that's okay. And your thumbs touching on your throat. Make sure you didn't bring that overarch to your back, and you're still equally pressing through all four of your feet. We're going to do some pranayama breathing. Deep breathing in through your nose and then out through your mouth. Your inhale and exhale should sound the same, like the roll of the ocean. So keep those shoulders relaxed, belly pulled in tight. I'll demonstrate the first one. It looks like this. As slow as you can. As your lungs fill, take the whole time to fill your lungs, and once they're at their peak, open your mouth. Look up, look back, lift your chin away from your chest, and as your breath ends, your elbows come towards each other. Let's begin together. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, elbows high. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, elbows touch. Again. Inhale, maybe feel that snoring sensation on the back of your throat, weight in your feet, belly in. Exhale. Only thing moving is your head and your arms. Inhale, keep those elbows above your heart's level. Can you even keep them above your shoulders so they're to the ceiling? Exhale. Hands, palms come all the way together. See if you can bring your elbows to touch. Inhale. Take an extra little sip, find length, exhale. Keep that length, that lift of your chest. Squeeze your hands, palms, elbows to touch. Halfway, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Try to really stabilize through that lower half of the body so that you're not rocking backwards and forwards. Inhale. Exhale. Last two. Inhale. Exhale. Final breath. Inhale. Take that little extra sip at the top, lungs full, and then exhale as slow as you possibly can. Your slowest breath yet. Get all the stale air out, still breathing. Then go ahead and relax your arms down by your side. Come back into just being a mountain here. Notice where the weight is in your feet. Did the weight start to shift forward? You know it did for me. So work to ground equally through all four corners of the feet. That includes the heel as two corners. I know it sounds odd. All right, if you need to shake it out a little bit between first and second set, go ahead, find that movement, shake it out. We're gonna do the same thing one more time. So again, you're working on grounding through the feet, of not swaying backwards and forwards, and just moving in the range of motion that works for you. This is a great way to add some mobility to your neck. However, if you're hurting today, all you might be able to do is look up with your eyes. Maybe your chin barely moves. Maybe your elbows hardly even come together, and that's okay. Starting somewhere, starting right now. Let's go for that second set. Can you bring your less dominant hand on top? If you're not sure, go for what felt natural, and then switch it up. Once again, glue your fingers underneath of your chin, thumb touching on the throat, press through your heels. Your bottom half is engaged, your belly is pulled in tight, your shoulders are relaxed and released. Eye gaze forward and begin. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Look up, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make sure you're slowly moving those arms the whole length of your breath so your arms and head don't just fly up. Exhale. Everything's moving controlled and lifting from your heart center. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Halfway. Inhale. Working to frame your face with your forearms. Exhale. Might be easier with one side than the other, but keep those fingers interlaced all the way to the webbing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last two. Final breath. Take an extra little sip here at the top. Get your lungs at their max capacity. And exhale as slow as you can. Can you do a longer than 6-second exhale? Once again, relax your arms down by your side. Just come into your stillness right now. Resist the urge to shake or move around. Just come back to your breath and let your breath provide you the relaxation. Next up is Padasana, half moon hands to feet pose. I don't even remember the whole, whatever. It's half moon hands to feet pose. Ardha Chandrasana with Padasana. Hands, palms forward, shoulders relaxed out and back, belly pulled in, glutes are already engaged and hips are gently pressed forward. Inhale those arms up overhead sideways. Interlace your fingers, release your index fingers, and keep your thumbs crossed. Take a nice tight grip. Your hands, palms are together like glue. Your wrists are side by side, and they stay here throughout the entire posture. Squeeze your shoulder blades together to bring your biceps as close to your ears as possible. Maybe your arms even come back just a little bit and your earlobes are visible, and then relax those shoulders down away from your ears. Draw that belly back in. Take a deep inhale, find length from your waist and move your body right and left several times. Right and left, right and left. Take your time in this movement, warming up the sides of your body. Think of your fingers like a paintbrush, and you're going to paint the ceiling. As you start to feel a little bit more warmed up, if you want to take a little bit more of a swirling motion and help to get some stretches a little bit more into the back instead of just the sides of the body, go for it. And once you're feeling a little bit more loose, easy, comfortable, flexible, go ahead, stop in the middle. Relax those shoulders down away from your ears. Bring the weight into your feet equally. Squeeze your glutes, press your hips forward. It's gonna look like I'm doing the opposite, but just focus on yourself. Listen to the words I say. Take a deep inhale, stretch up from your waist, and slowly, gently use your breath to start to reach over to the right. Without bending your elbows or your knees, keep moving your hips to the left as you bring your upper body to the right and take a couple breaths to get there. Take more than a few, in fact. Use your inhale to find some length through your arms and opening of the chest, and an exhale to push your hips over to the left. You want to square your chest and your hips to the front of the room. So bring your right shoulder forward and your left shoulder back. And then draw that left hip forward. If you can't come down any lower, make sure those hands palms are squeezed as tight as possible. We're going to take 3 more breaths. Squeeze your hands palms. If you can, use your inhale to find some length. Use your exhale to push your hips. Keep that right shoulder forward, left shoulder back. Inhale, length. Exhale, push. Inhale as you stretch and push on the exhale. Take your time, carefully come up. Arms stay up overhead, but reset your hips. So squeeze your glutes, hips forward. Open your chest, upper body back. Take a deep inhale, stretch up from your waist, and slowly, gently come down to the left. Again, without bending your elbows or knees, in respect, it's going to take a few breaths to come down there. Every time you move, readjust your form. Inhale, find length. Exhale, push with your hips. Then left shoulder comes forward, right shoulder comes back. Right hip comes forward, belly is in, nice and tight. If we were in Beetlejuice and we were the dude delivering mail, we could fit right through the little slat in the wall because we are like a light pole from the side. Keep pulling those shoulders away from your ears. Keep your chin away from your chest, but neutral. Let's use our breath to find length 3 more times. Inhale, find that length. Exhale, push your hips. Inhale, find your length. Exhale, push your hips. 1 more time. Inhale, push. Exhale, stretch. And lift yourself up. This time, stretch your eyes up towards the ceiling. Keep the weight in your heels. Take a deep inhale. Lift your chest up. And if you see it with your eyes, with your chest lifted, try and touch it with your fingers. Keep those hands palms together like glue. Keep squeezing your glutes, bringing those hips forward. Again, use your breath. Inhale, lift your chest up. Exhale, arms go back. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, arms go back. Push your hips forward. 3 more breaths. Inhale, lift. Exhale, look back and stretch. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lean back. 1 more time, lift your chest. Reach with those fingers. And then inhale, carefully pull yourself up. Suck your stomach in and hinge forward. Release those arms down to the floor. We'll turn sideways just in case you need a visual. And here you can bend your knees as much as you need to. We've done this dangle before. Fingers on the floor. Maybe you even have to walk your fingers out a little bit further or take a more generous bend of your knees. Take a moment to just move one hip and then the other side by side. Evaluate how your body is feeling today. Shake your head yes. Shake your head no. And then go ahead, bring your heels, toes to touch each other again if they separated. Deeply bend your knees, but shift the weight towards the back of the room. So the weight is in your heels. I know it sounds weird because next I'm going to tell you to lift your heels up and step on your hands so that your little baby fingers are touching each other. But I still have a lot of weight towards the back of my feet. You're applying some pressure into your fingertips. You're going to work to wrap your forearms around your calf muscles. And it's okay if they don't quite go today. And then eye gaze down towards the floor. not towards your knees, so you can take that extra rounding out of your back. Relax your head down to the floor. If it's too much for you to try and step on your feet, simply place the back of your hands on your calves and work to draw those shoulders away from your ears. Take that rounding out of that lower back. Release your head down to the floor. Relax your shoulders. Get ready to change. So bring your hands, palms back together. Interlace your hands, palms again. Biceps are touching by your ears. Weight is in your heels. Draw your belly in. As you lift yourself up, stretch all the way up towards the ceiling. Exhale. Relax your arms down by your side. Back to your stillness, that one spot that you're looking at with your chin lifted away from your chest open nice and proud. Deep breath. Second set, same thing, just a little bit faster. Turn your hands, palms forward. Inhale, stretch those arms up overhead. Go for your less dominant grip. Interlace your fingers. Release index fingers, thumbs crossed. Squeeze your glutes, hips comes forward. Open up your chest. Biceps come in line with your ears. Relax your shoulders down. Draw that belly in. Take a deep inhale. Stretch up and use your couple breaths. We're going to come right down to the right side. So push your hips to the left. Upper body comes down to the right. And already start noticing what's happening. Are you leaning back? Are you leaning forward? Draw your right shoulder forward, left shoulder back to open up your chest and bring your left hip forward to square yourself in as straight of a line as you can be. Your chin is away from your chest. You're gazing at whatever wall is in front of you. Use your inhale to find some length. Feel that stretch all throughout the left side of your upper body. And exhale, push through your hips. Bring the stretch to the lower body. 2 more times. Inhale, find that lift and length. Exhale, push. 1 more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, push and stretch. And come on back up to center. Don't release your hands. Relax your shoulders from your ears. Squeeze your glutes. Push your hips forward. Open your chest. Engage those shoulder blades. Take a deep inhale. Stretch up and take your time to slowly, gently come down to the left. When I say inhale, lift, I don't mean you come back towards the center. I mean inhale, you lift and open up your chest and engage your back. And on your exhale, you push through your hips. So it's a lifting of the heart. It's just creating lightness in your body. Think about yourself being over a big Swiss ball. So you want to make sure that there's a lot of space throughout the left side. Even if you've made it all the way into a beautiful half moon, we're not collapsing down towards the floor. Last 2 breaths. And inhale, lift yourself up. Awesome. Keep your hands there. Squeeze your glutes, hips forward. Take your time. Relax your head back. And remember, if your neck is hurting today, maybe you don't really relax your head back. Maybe you just lift those eyes towards the ceiling and create the idea of space in your body. Your hips stay forward. Glutes are squeezed. Use that inhale to lift your chest, and exhale, bring your arms back. The back bend comes from your upper back. So we're not just crunching down into that lower back. That's why the belly presses forward towards an imaginary wall. Inhale, lift. Exhale, like you're going over a giant Swiss ball. 3 more breaths. Inhale, lift. Exhale, look back. Squeeze your glutes, hips forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, try to touch the wall behind you. 1 more time. And then inhale. Carefully lift yourself up. Exhale, rain those fingers down towards the floor. 1 more time, move one hip and then the other. It's the second set. You already know how your body's feeling. Maybe you come on down, crouch onto your toes. Give yourself a little extra movement. All right, go ahead, press your heels into the floor. Lower your belly down into your forward fold. Reach back, either grabbing hold on the back of your shins or working to step on all 5 fingers of each hand with your little baby fingers touching each other. Relax your top crown of your head towards the floor. Release your shoulders away from your ears. Send those hips up towards the ceiling the best that you can to feel that stretch through the back of your legs as you work to straighten those legs. Change, bring your hands, palms together, arms with your ears. Stretch yourself all the way up towards the ceiling, belly in. Exhale, relax your arms down by your side. Take 2 breaths, and next we're going to come into awkward. And lucky you, we're just going to do 1 set of awkward today. This is a great posture to work on strengthening those leg muscles, feeling good about ourselves this summer just by building that strength, and then we'll feel better in everything we wear. All right, step your right foot out to the right. I'm gonna stay sideways for this one because I really want you to see how I work to stack my shoulders on top of my hips without hinging forward and back. Look down at your feet. They are hips width distance apart. Your hips are the narrow part, not the wide part of your hips. So if you're not sure, hips width distance, it's 2 fist width distance together apart, and your heels are invisible behind your toes like the letter H. Find that proud lift of your chest. Make sure you're not overarching the back. So squeeze your glutes. Belly already is pulled in and hips are pressed forward. Stretch your fingers down to the floor to release your shoulders. And then inhale to lift your arms up to shoulder height. Like you're a zombie stretching forward. We're gonna challenge our upper body to keep it there. Take a deep inhale, and on your exhale, sit your hips down and back, like you're sitting in a chair. So maybe you barely sit your hips down and back, but you're making sure those knees don't come forward of your toes. Sit yourself lower down, as low as you can go. Feel that stretch in your glutes and on your quads, and your inhale, lift your chest up. So if there was a mirror in front of you, your rib cage will be visible. There's the same amount of distance between your fingertips, your knees, and your toes. So make sure that your feet didn't turn out, that your knees didn't turn out. Take a deep inhale. On your exhale, sit down, stretch fingers forward as you lean back, more back, way back. Inhale, carefully lift yourself up. Keep your arms there. Come back into that lift of your heart and press yourself all the way up onto the toes, balls of your feet, maximum like a ballerina. Find one spot to focus your eyes. If you move your eyes, you might lose your balance. And imagine like you're leaning against an imaginary wall as you come on down to sit into a chair. See if you can come all the way into the chair. So I'm keeping those glutes behind me. My back is straight. If you find that you start to hinge forward, I want you to not come as low into the chair. Press up onto the balls of the feet. Keep that belly in. Take 1 more deep inhale. And on your exhale, press yourself back up. Carefully release the soles of the feet down towards the floor and turn your knees in towards each other. So your upper thighs are pressing against each other. And once again, we're gonna lower down like we're leaning against an imaginary wall. If you find that you start to collapse into your feet, stop right there. So maybe you're squeezing your legs together, you're nice and lifted, and you're leaning against an imaginary wall up here. I'd rather you stay up here than you start to come down, and then all of a sudden you just weakly come down into those legs. So keep that engagement. If you do make it all the way down towards the floor, oopsie doodles, make sure that you're not sitting on your heels. So go ahead, lift those glutes up, point those knees down to the floor. A ball on your lap would roll right off. Take your time, the same amount of time you took to go down. You're going to inhale and lift yourself up. Step your feet together, relax your arms down by your side. Back to that stillness. Working to have that straight line of your body, so taking out that extra curvature of that lower spine. Keeping a constant engagement of that abdominal core, so you're pulling in from the lower abdomen in and up. We've got 1 more posture. Next up is eagle. I'll turn and face you all. Inhale your arms up overhead sideways. Exhale, you can hinge forward a little if you want to. We're gonna cross the right elbow underneath of the left and work to bring your hands palms together. If you can't bring your hands palms together, if your shoulders are too tight, you can simply reach your hands to your opposite shoulder. The most important thing is this compression that you're getting from one elbow to the other. Thumbs towards your face, little baby fingers towards the mirror. Can you line your hands palms up together? If you can, great. If not, you can always interlace your fingers and then work to pull them down. Bring your hands palms in towards your nose. The same seated position that we took a moment ago to start awkward. We're going to sit our hips back and down. So make sure those knees don't come forward towards the toes. You're reaching for that chair, and then inhale, lift your right leg up as high as possible. The higher you cross, the easier it is to twist, and sit your hips back down into the chair. Really stretch those glutes behind you. If you can wrap your toe around your calf muscle, awesome, and if not, just keep pointing it in the same direction. Work to line everything up, nose, elbows, knees, and toes. So bring your lower body a little to the right, the upper body to the left. Relax your shoulders from your ears, pull your belly in, sit your hips down, shift them back, take a deep inhale, lift your chest up, squeeze that thigh on top of its other, and change. Step your feet together, bring your arms up overhead, palms together, swing your left arm underneath the right, cross and twist at the elbows, thumbs towards your face, little baby fingers towards the front of the room. Draw those elbows down, take a deep inhale, and on your exhale, sit your hips down and back. Find that stretch back, take an inhale, lift your left leg, cross it over your right as deeply as possible. Focus on the compression, and then shift your hips back again. Work to lift your chest up. Move slowly with intention. Bring the legs a little to the left, the upper body to the right. Take one more big inhale, pull your belly in, sit your hips down, shift them back. Next up, inhale, lift your chest, hold it right there. Release, step your feet together, bring your arms up overhead. Let's do each side one more time. Right arm swings underneath of the left, cross and twist. Shift the weight into your heels, sit your hips back and down, belly in, lift your right leg, cross and twist over the left, find that compression. Sit a little bit lower, start to lift your chest up, press and squeeze, line it all up, so knees to the right, upper body to the left, line up your nose, elbows, knees, toes, sit your hips down, shift them back, take a deep inhale, lift your chest, and change. Right foot down, inhale, arms up overhead, palms together. Left arm swings underneath of the right, cross and twist. Remember, you can grab those shoulders, sit your hips back and down. So really stretch for the back of the room. Inhale that left leg up, cross and twist. Working on the idea of getting that toe behind the calf muscle. Sit your hips down and lift your chest. If you can see yourself, work to get your two hips in one line, two shoulders in one line. So we've got some parallel lines, and then work to get this vertical line. So knees a little to the left, upper body to the right. Line up your nose, elbows, knees, toes. Sit your hips down, shift your hips back. Take a deep inhale, lift your chest, and change. Step your feet together, bring your arms up overhead. Relax your arms down by your side. I don't know why I just said bring your arms up overhead. Take a moment right here in the stillness. Work to slow your breath down once again. You just opened up so many spaces in your back side of the body with that eagle. So just notice if you can enjoy some more openness of the shoulders. 3 more breaths here with that belly drawn in. Challenged ourselves today to 30 minutes right here of continued core focus, of really working that pelvic floor a little bit too, working those lower abdominal muscles. All right, party time, y'all. We are done for the day. That is our 30-minute Express Mind Body class. I strongly encourage you to drink some water right now, and then also throughout the rest of the day. Feel free to do any stretches that feel great for your mind and body as you're sitting at your desk, and hopefully you notice that you breathe a little bit easier, you feel a little bit taller, lighter, happier. If you have any questions or concerns about anything that I said or we did today, I hope you'll reach out. Have a wonderful rest of your day, everyone. Talk to you soon.